go back with my mom occasionally. She was the only one that came over from her siblings and settled in America. When my father died last year, we went back and reconnected with all of them again over Facebook, Messenger. There's we have group chats, and sometimes we'll do group videos. Fortunately, since I don't know Tagalog, I have to take my Google Translator and overlay it when they're chatting in Tagalog.
Part of it is definitely, still keeping in contact with the friends that I've made along the way. Even doing little things like still going out of my way to eat Filipino food and support Filipino businesses. A lot of it is definitely Facebook. They love the Facebook. Both sides of my family, they've made Facebook group chats that I do like to scroll through and kind of see if I can still remember parts of the very little amount of Tagalog that I learned.
When I think about, what FASA has done for me, I think it's definitely given me a lot of the identity of who I am today. I could explore my Filipino identity, but still be, the person who I am, I identify as queer, I identify as, Filipino. Knowing that being Filipino is something to be proud of, and knowing that, being American, while it's something that's given us so much, that, our identity of being Filipino is something that we need to be proud of and that we need to hold on to, right? That Bayan spirit. The other connection that I think is just so special is the fact that you and I are able to have this conversation right now. Me being your uncle, we're both at UMich, you're at UMich, I was at UMich, that we can share this experience. It's so beautiful kind of watching how it has evolved over the past almost 20 years between us, right? But at the same time, it's the experiences that you talk about, the friends that you've made, the dances that you're doing, just even the experiences that you go through. I'm just sort of I totally remember that.
I'm Chris Malabo, and I'm choreographing Sakuting with my co-performance chair, Josh.
My name is Josh Peralta, and I'm choreographing Sakuting. We got a great group of 10 dancers. There are actually 2 who are at home, but everyone is super committed, and we're really excited to get started.
Sakuting comes from the northern part of Luzon, in the Ilocos region. So the history of the dance is that it's actually a mock battle between the Ilocano natives and then the Christians in the area. So that's why you see the sticking. It's supposed to be the arnis sticks that are used for fighting.
Oh, yeah! FASA, yeah! Oh, yeah! FASA, yeah! Oh, yeah! FASA, yeah!
My name is Sean Herrera, and I'm choreographing Maglalatik, otherwise known as Coconut Boys. My team looks like, The Bachelor, The Goon Squad, 8 Michael B. Jordan, just 8 dudes having fun in their coconut outfits. I picked this dance because I actually did it when I was 6. It's special to me because I did it in the only PCN equivalent I had growing up in Alabama, and no one else in FASA has done it, so I feel like it would be cool to bring that dance to Michigan.
Hi everyone, my name is Bianca. I am a senior, and for this year's PCN, I will be choreographing a modern dance to the song Bam 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 by Karen Sita. I have 9 dancers on my team, and they're all located, I believe they're located in Michigan, but a few of them are on campus and a few of them are at home. But 9 dancers is a really good number to play around with when it comes to formations and transitions, so I'm really excited to go about doing that. The song is called Bam 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 by Karen Sita. It's a really fun pop outgoing song. It's very flirty. From what I can translate from the lyrics, it's about, seeing that cute person and wanting to spend time with them and wanting to dance with them.
Rolling! Speeding
This is a format that we've never done before, and I'm really excited to see the outcome.
Yeah, so my name's Kate Sullivan.
My name is Estelle Jude Bastet. I'm currently a sophomore.
I'm a sophomore, and my position for FASA is
I'm currently one of the co-cultural chairs.
co-cultural chair.
FASA's 2020 to 2021 e-board. When Kate and I first ran for the position of culture chairs,
I would say that Estelle and I just sat down and talked about the different experiences we both had with our Philippine culture.
we both kind of wanted to really do something about not only just diversity of experiences, but diversity of the people of the Philippines themselves.
And from our differences, we realized that we really wanted a theme that encompassed like everyone and all of those individual experiences, no matter what their background was.
And just kind of going more towards a really representative route. We all trace our roots back to one single country, and that is the Philippines. And we have so many similarities as much as we have differences. In the end, we're all still Filipino, and we just really wanted to focus on that fact. It's, one country, one heart.
And we just went from there. Isang Bayan, Isang Puso translate to a town, a heart. And for me, this statement really just means that despite our differences, we're all one big community that shares like a heart or our love and culture for one another.
We are one country that we're composed of so many different, islands and communities, but it's a very strange thing how nationalistic the Filipinos are, how proud we are of our heritage despite these many differences. So I guess it really kind of unifies us, that idea that we are all Filipino, and it really kind of resonates with me in that way, that we can still connect and find similarities and find home in each other and in our communities. This is a fun question. As our fellow performance chair Josh Peralta would say, we are in unprecedented times.
The process was really difficult this year because we essentially had to toss all of our ideas out the window.
With the COVID pandemic and all, we all had to really learn how to be flexible and how to really accept that things are not going to change as easily. In person was definitely out of the picture, and then we had to revise it again and then again.
And translate some new ones into a more virtual approach. This difference, I guess, despite being really inconvenient, is also a blessing because this year we don't have to limit the number of people in attendance, so anyone from anywhere can watch it in real time.
Facebook message.
Most of my connections for my culture really came from FASA. Just because FASA truly gave me the space to explore my culture without having to face like any drawbacks or negative sentiments.
Know that I'm not alone in my struggles or my experiences, and it's great to have these friends. When I was little, I was really insecure with my Bisaya. Nowadays, I'm cognizant of the distance that really, separates us. And, my mom taking all these sacrifices and these routes to take me here to America. Nothing is going to bridge this distance if I don't take the first step. And I have to overcome that fear to, communicate back, talk in Bisaya every day. I talk with my family a lot. I try to,
currently maintain my connections with my family in the Philippines, through my mother and just contacting them via Facebook. So unfortunately, I don't know any Waray, which is actually my mother's tongue, but I have been learning Tagalog at UMich, and some of my favorite or most frequently used phrases are Ingat po kayo, which means take care, and maraming salamat, which means thank you.
There's this word that is one of my favorite words. It's called kalinaw. It means peace. If there's anything to leave off with, I'm gonna be sappy, but I hope that you guys will be at peace with yourselves.
Check your watch.
You're looking cute today.
Thanks, Maya. You're looking pretty good yourself. I'm glad we get to put the culture wear to good use.
Well, I don't want to keep everyone waiting. Should we get started?
Let's do it.
Mabuhay everyone! Welcome to Philippine Culture Night 2021. My name is Bea Pandino, and with me today is my FASA co-president, Izzy Poquiz. PCNs are near and dear to our hearts, and even though things look a little bit different this year, we can't wait to share in this celebration of culture with each and every one of you. Tonight, we're excited to present a program packed with captivating dances, charming performances, heartwarming stories, and a few exciting surprises along the way.
Despite the challenges faced this past year, FASA has worked extremely hard to uphold our dedication to unity among our members, families, and greater community. From coming together for activist efforts to creating innovative and fun social events, from educating members on cultural topics to deepening our alumni connections, and even to raising thousands of dollars for various important causes in the Philippines. This year has been a true testament to the strength of our FASA family that surpasses time and distance. The enthusiasm and passion of our members is what keeps us united, and we are endlessly grateful to have everyone with us along for the journey. And this strength and unity goes beyond just FASA. To me, family is the center and heart of Philippine culture. Blood-related or not, you're always welcome and celebrated in our ever-growing family. Being raised in the Filipino culture, my family has been one of the strongest and most important parts of my life. From the loud, chaotic family gatherings to the spontaneous karaoke and jam sessions on my living room floor, from making Filipino dessert with my Lola to conquering bottomless islands of food that always bring everyone together. My family was my closest connection to Filipino culture growing up. Fast forward to my first year at the University of Michigan, and I had just met a circle of FASA freshmen at an external event in Chicago. Within one weekend, we were close friends. Within 1 week, we were calling each other mga kapatid, brother, sister, sibling. And just like that, my family had grown. And since then, our FASA family continues to grow as we meet friends along the way. I'm so incredibly thankful for this community I've been given that celebrates who I am, ignites my love for culture, and challenges me as a leader, individual, and Filipino American. Of course, being a member of any family has its ups and downs, and if this semester has taught me anything, it's that unity is something you must actively work towards. When we weren't able to celebrate significant parts of our culture like we usually do through big group get-togethers or even our food, it really made me think about what being Filipino American truly means to me. When I stripped everything down, experiencing our culture through our org has meant countless cherished memories, a constantly expanding friend group, resilience in the face of challenges, and unconditional support when things get a little tough. Our large and diverse FASA family has proven time and time again that the beauty of Filipino culture is that each of us can define it in our own ways and claim it as our own.
The theme of our PCN program is Isang Bayan, Isang Puso, one country, one heart. The Philippines is rich with different ethnicities, cultures, languages, and people. The diaspora has also spread us thin, but it's important to remember our roots to our homeland. Tonight's program will take us on a journey through diversity, family, acceptance, and community. No matter how far we are away from each other, which of the 7,100 islands we came from, or how much exposure we've had to Filipinx culture, we are all still connected through one heart. We are one family, one community, one people.
With this in mind, we want to take a moment to thank all of our community members who have made this possible. To our cultural chairs. From where we started 1 year ago to where we are now, none of this could have been accomplished without your leadership. Your vision to connect us all through cultural experience has been an inspiration, and your passion for exploring and sharing the Filipinx culture has been the heart and soul of this org. To our performance chairs. Through the ever-changing circumstances of this year, your adaptability and perseverance kept FASA performance alive. Even in different environments, you reminded us that we as Filipinos are still here, we are present, and we are proud to take up the space. To the FASA Executive Board and PCN committees, thank you for your tireless energy and drive towards making this project a success. From designing the set to filming production content to creating a plan to keep our members safe during the process. This was a collective effort that brought our community together. Your creativity, work ethic, flexibility, and passion are truly a force to be reckoned with.
And to all of our family and friends watching from home, you are the reason we do what we do. You are the inspiration for us to connect to our roots, give back to the community, and share our culture. The support and love you've given us is invaluable, and we are beyond grateful to be able to share this experience with you. Maraming salamat sa iyong lahat, at mahal na mahal kita.
Thank you very much. Our heart is with you all. Coming together from different places and time zones across the world, It's a comfort to know that we are all still united in our culture. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy our presentation of Isang Bayan, Isang Puso, One Country, One Heart.
Hello everyone, my name is Angelina Reyes and I'm the Service and Advocacy Chair for FASA. I firstly would like to thank you for taking the time to watch FASA's PCN, the movie. This year's theme, Isang Bayan, Isang Puso, or Of the Same Heart, is especially poignant in the midst of public health crises and political turmoil, both in the US and in the Philippines. At times like these, it's important to remember our roots and uplift those in the Filipino community who are disproportionately affected by such events. About 3/4 of Filipinos in poverty live in rural areas, most of whom are farmers and fishermen. The off-season is an especially challenging time for these people, as they often lack the money to feed their family. With the markets being closed down due to the pandemic, these communities are hit the hardest, left with no source of income to support themselves. This is where our PCN beneficiary steps in. ARC, also known as Advancement for Rural Kids, targets one of the most prevalent issues in rural areas, hunger. ARC's solutions center around making impactful, long-term, and sustainable change powered by the community. Like their name suggests, a large part of their initiatives focus specifically on the children of these farm workers. ARC's flagship initiative is their 5-cent school lunch, a program that exemplifies their dedication to sustainable and community-led impact. This initiative is primarily run by parents and teachers in the region, while ARC provides financial support to make it possible. By sourcing 100% of the produce from local farms and fisheries, the families of these students also benefit. In fact, the lunch program not only saves families a lot of money, but has also generated almost 90,000 pesos of new income for families per year. By relieving some of their financial strain, ARC's school lunch has drastically improved attendance rates. They take this a step further with their high school and college scholarships, enabling hundreds of students to continue their education. In order to ensure this amazing amount of growth is not short-lived, ARC gradually phases out their donations to this program, allowing these regions to run it themselves. Without this step, it would be more likely for the lunch program to disappear once ARC moves their focus to another town. This decline of a charity's impact once they leave a region is actually a huge issue, which is why ARC's programs are so special. They recognize and address this program by diligently helping each town get accustomed to the demands of their school lunch program over the course of years. Furthermore, ARC's community involvement doesn't stop there. During the lockdown, farmers and fishermen were left with no source of income and very little help from the government. This past summer, hunger has skyrocketed across the Philippines. A total of 7.6 million families were affected, which is equivalent to about 1 out of every 5 Filipinos. Refusing to leave these people behind, ARC started the feedback program, which at its core is a simple vegetable exchange. However, participants not only receive vegetables to feed their families, but also get to learn how to grow them in their own backyards and sell some of them through ARC. Despite the program only lasting for 2 months, it has inspired many communities to integrate backyard gardens into their economy and livelihoods. Some people were even motivated to start their own small businesses selling products like homemade banana chips and guava jam. Thanks to the community's hard work and ARC's organizers, Feedback was able to support over 3,500 people through the lockdown. As you can see, ARC's work is truly inspirational. In addition to providing food security to thousands of people, empowering hundreds of students to keep learning, and boosting several local economies, they have also brought communities together. Whether it be volunteering to make the school lunch or helping neighbors to tend to their garden, ARC's initiatives have been able to unite people of all kinds during especially difficult times. In this way, ARC's mission closely aligns with the theme of this year's Philippine Culture Night. Even in the most challenging moments of our lives, we always have the support of our fellow Filipinos to rely on. FASA has always been such a generous and compassionate group of people, which I feel is representative of the Filipino community at large. Because of all of your enthusiasm and kindness, we were able to raise over $1,300 for ARC, which will allow 25 families to achieve sustainable food security through the feedback program. On behalf of ARC, I thank everyone who donated and spread the word about our fundraising program. Without your commitment to supporting our united community of Filipinos, none of this would be possible. Now, without further ado, please enjoy FASA's Philippine Culture Night.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Bayang magilu, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyang ka ng magiting, saan man lulupig, di ka pa sisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May dalang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay ng nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwalhati pagsinta, buhay ang langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pagmangmang api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Hey, we made it to the airport.
Okay, be careful. Ayaw lang ha?
Flight 319 will now be boarding.
Oh, that's us. Agan-anad ka. We'll call you again later. And Chong, grab your suitcase. Intayon.
They have a difficult journey ahead of them.
I already missed them.
It's okay, anak. They will always be right here.
Tayon and Chong, we're almost done. We just have a few more stuff left.
Inang,
One.
I want to go home. I'm grateful for this opportunity, but I miss home.
Hi, and Chong. This is our home now. Why don't we get the rest of our stuff out of the car, and then we can come back in and we can call your Tito Matthew. Let him know that we made it. Okay?
Dai, musta na mo daha? How was your trip? Is this your new house? Patanawa ko?
Ay, haan! The house is still a mess. After we finish unpacking, then you can see.
I miss you guys. How was the trip? Can I see?
No, stop that. Go tell your mother it's time for dinner, and then you two can talk. Well, how is it? America, I mean.
America is wonderful. It's just a big change, and I worry about Enchong. You know, it's lonely here, and there does not seem to be anyone like us. And oh, there seems to be someone at the door. I'll be right back.
Hi, neighbor. My name is Jen, and we noticed that you guys are new to the neighborhood. Welcome to Ann Arbor.
Oh, thank you. My name is Caridad. This is so nice of you.
Oh, no problem. Is that an accent I hear? Are you Filipino?
Yeah, how did you know?
Oh, you sound like my great-grandparents. The Filipino accent and everything.
Ah, your great-grandparents. So, you're Filipino then?
Yes, but only partly. My dad's American.
Ah, okay. But your family has been here for years now.
Yep, they've been here for 3 generations. But I still have family in Manila.
3 generations, wow. My son and I only just moved here, so this is our first time in the States. I think he's very nervous though. He is transferring to the local high school soon.
Oh, which high school? My daughter also goes to high school here.
He is, I think, in junior year, Pioneer.
Oh, that's great. My daughter's also a junior at Pioneer. Her name is Gigi. Maybe they'll get to know each other.
Gigi, okay. I'll tell Lorenzo to watch out for him. Or her.
All right, well, I'll let you guys get finished settling in. But if you need anything, don't hesitate to let us know. Actually, I'm gonna give you my number.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, so my number is 734
Okay.
456 7789.
7789. And you said your name is Jen, correct?
Yeah, short for Genevieve. My family just lives a few houses down the street, so come visit anytime. Maybe we can grab lunch together sometime.
Oh my gosh, yes, that would be amazing. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you so much.
Yeah, all right. I'll get going now.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Who was that? They seem nice from what I could hear. They brought you a gift basket? Kabuutan nila gyud.
The neighbors. And yes, they did. I think their family is actually from Manila.
Ah, I had a friend in school from there.
Yes, they seem really nice. But their family has been here for years and years now. Would they like to spend time with us? What if we're too different and we stick out?
Wait, Dai. Tinuod ka ta ha? We are all different, Karing. There are generational differences, religion, language. We have countless differences. But different does not mean bad. Look at you and me. We are so different, but we're so close now. Maybe try to talk with them first, or try to get to know them. It would be good to be close with the Filipinos there in America. We have to stick together, you know?
I know it would be good, but you know I'm just most worried for Enchong. I'm afraid he'll have a hard time fitting in.
Sus. That's why it could be good to talk with the other Filipino family. At least Enchong will know some other Filipino kids and connect with them, right?
Maybe. I guess I just hope that we'll be able to adjust well here. Maybe we just all need some rest after such a long flight. We will call you again soon.
Sige, Karing. Just remember that you guys aren't alone, okay? Call us, or maybe try reaching out to that neighbor. Ingat. Bye-bye.
Inang, look! This year, our school is going to perform sakuting for the Pascua celebrations.
Sakuting? I've not seen that dance since I moved from Isabela years ago. I still have a video, you know. Your tita and I were dancing sakuting in our 3rd year of high school. Do you know the history of this dance?
Not really.
So, this dance is actually Ilocano, you know. It's like a fight between Ilocano Christians and non-Christians. And it uses the sticks to remind us of arnis, our traditional martial arts. We had to integrate this arnis into dancing when the Spanish banned Filipinos from using it. We play this around Christmas time so we can, celebrate our culture. Do you want to see it? Actually, I have the video still, but afterwards you have to go to bed. You have a big day tomorrow.
Okay, class, so today we have a new student joining us. Do you want to introduce yourself and let us know where you're from?
Hi, my name is Lorenzo, and I just moved here from the Philippines.
All right, so we're going to start our group projects for this semester. I'll send you off into breakout rooms to work on the assignment. Lorenzo, I know you're new to class, so if you end up partners with him, don't forget to give him a rundown on what the project is.
Oh, hey, it looks like I'm your partner for this semester. My name's Gigi.
It's nice to meet you.
Hey, you said you're from the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. My family's actually from Manila.
Oh, really? I'm from Cavite. When did you move here?
Well, my great-grandparents actually moved here in the 1930s. But how are you liking it here so far?
It's okay, but I just miss the Philippines and my friends.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's a really hard transition to move, and I know it's not the same, but you could always hang out with me and my friends if you wanted. And I know our families aren't from the same areas, but I don't think we can be that different. So, yeah, at some point our families went through the same things, you know?
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Does your family ever talk about the Philippines? Like dancing, spoken word, music, or anything?
Oh, all the time. That's how we keep our culture alive. Well, that and lumpia nights.
That's so cool. Have you ever heard any music with traditional Filipino instruments? Nowadays in the Philippines, most of our music is modern, but there are still local groups and native ones who play indigenous music. Sometimes we would hear them out in the province or out in the streets. But before we moved to America, my friends and I were looking around for if Filipino Americans played too.
Oh, I don't think I've heard any actually.
Really? You should look at some videos after class. There's this one group that I found that I really liked. They're pretty cool.
That's so cool. You know, I think this project can wait. Let's just look at those videos right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
tayo magbago. Kailanman, nasaan may ito ang pangarap ko. Makuha mo ba kaya ako'y yakana-yakain? Oh, hanggang pagtanda natin. Nagtatanong lang sa'yo, ako pa kaya'y ibigin mo? Kung maputi na ang buhok ko. Pagdating ng araw, ang iyong buhok ay puputi na rin. Sabay tayong mangangarap ng nakaraang sandim. Ang nakalipas ay ibabalik natin. Oh, ipapaalala ko sa'yo ang aking pangako na ang pag-ibig ko'y laging sa'yo. Kahit maputi na ang buhok ko. Ang nakalipas ay ibabalik natin. Oh, ipapaalala ko sa'yo ang aking pangako na ang pag-ibig ko'y laging sa'yo. Kahit maputi na ang buhok ko. Kahit maputi na ang buhok ko.
Hey, I watched that group that we were talking about with my family. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, they really are phenomenal.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was just thinking about how it makes me realize how far away I am from my culture. Like, you're so acclimated to American culture, and I just feel like I don't belong here, you know? I mean, it's just hard being away from what's familiar.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up in the Philippines like you did, but I'm still Filipino, you know?
Yeah, but I just feel really out of the loop. It's just the Filipinos here in the US, they're so Americanized and they don't understand the things that I'm talking about. And I can't understand what they're talking about, and it's just so hard to make friends when you're so different, and I just...
Okay, I get what you mean. I know Filipino Americans really do have their own distinct identity, but it doesn't mean that we've forgotten where we came from or who we are. We might not be as close to our roots, but it doesn't mean we don't try to rediscover them again. And hey, I have a few videos of my friends performing stuff, so why don't we look at a few videos from other Filipino Americans?
What?
Well, we Filipinos are pretty multi-talented, right? And plus, I think we could use a bit of a break right now. So maybe this will help you see that we Filipinos do have common likes, even if we have different experiences.
Okay.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Hayaan niyo po akong gamitin ang Filipino at Ingles sa pagsasalita. Filipino, para mapag-isa tayong lahat, at Ingles para ako ay mas maintindihan. Ako po si Christiana Micaela P. Embate. Isa po akong guro ng Ingles sa isang pampublikong paaralan sa Pilipinas. Bago po ako nagturo sa public ay naging instructor po ako sa Language and Literature Studies Department at College of Education ng Ateneo de Naga University. Ako po ay panganay na anak ni na Rita at Jose B. Embate. May 3 akong mga kapatid, sina Hil, Luis at Kayla. Nakatira kami sa maliit na bayan ng Pili sa Camarines Sur. Aabutin ng 8 hanggang 12 oras ang biyahe mula Maynila papunta sa aming lugar. Bicolana po ako. In celebration of our Philippine Cultural Night with the theme Isang Bayan, Isang Puso, I would like to pay homage to our hometown. My hometown has a very old church. Every 5 a.m., the whole town can hear the bells ringing on a Sunday for a Sunday service, and you will see families walking on a cold and still dark morning to attend the Mass. We call this time Blue Hour. You know, when the sun is still at a significant depth of the horizon and indirect sunlight peeks from it and takes on a blue shade, one that is different from the sky during most of a clear day. There is also a big elementary school where almost everybody I know went to. It is generations old that it became my lolo and lola's alma mater. My papa and mama also went there. All their children went there. Everybody graduates from that school. It has a nice, old, quiet building called Gabaldon, which was built before World War II. In the middle of the town is our palenque or public market where you can buy fresh vegetables, seafood, and meat. There are no fancy restaurants because each household cooks their meals. You will know. In the morning, if you happen to go out of your house and have a walk, you will smell the almost baked bun from the bakery, the sauteed onions, garlic, and tomatoes from houses, and newly mown grass all at once. Many people in my hometown like to take care of their garden. I see many people at the weekend running bushes while sipping coffee and chatting with neighbors. It seems to be a popular thing where I live. People in my hometown know each other. Kung sasakay ka sa jeep o motorsiklo, imposibleng wala kang kakilala. Marami kang kalaro. Ang mga laruan ay hindi gadgets, kundi nasa labas ng bahay lamang. Ang mga laro ay napakasimple lamang. Patintero, tagu-taguan, habulan, tumbang preso, piko, at marami pang iba. Wala kaming sled. Mayroon lang kaming palapa ng nyog, dry coconut leaves. We sat on it, then slide down an elevated place. You will hear children laughing and shouting literally from dawn until dusk. Gamit ang mga paa at kamay, ramdam mo kung paano manalo at matalo sa mga laban o laro. You go to the nearest village for any chance of making friends. Everybody knows the children of almost everybody. Until you grow up, and suddenly you will realize one by one your playmate has gone to the city to work. One of your neighbors has migrated to the US, and one stays taking the same way home day and night. Generally, you see now a big picture of a small town who feels totally like home, like a family for me. I've been there my whole life, and indeed, it is a comfort zone. Sa aming lugar kasi, pagkatapos mo makagraduate, nandoon na rin ang iyong maaaring trabaho. Pwede rin doon ka na rin magkaroon ng sarili mong pamilya. People find jobs that can pay back or pay it forward to the community. While I appreciate this kind of community and culture in the Philippines, I am also the kind of person who does understand that someday, somehow, I have to make a different path outside his comfort zone. You have a family there, but someday, after molding you into someone strong enough, that same family will let you go out of your way and create a bigger world for yourself. That even after so many years, despite changes, they will stay with you. That's the heart of a Filipino. Isang bayan, isang puso, of the same heart. And so personally, I had to go out of my comfort zone. I always wanted to learn more about other countries' cultures. I wanted to learn more about pedagogy, social and cultural ideologies. Nag-aral ako ng mabuti. Sa kolehiyo, mayroon kaming mga exchange programs at nakasali naman ako sa ilan. Noong 2019 ay nabigyan ako ng pagkakataon na makasama sa Fulbright Scholarship Program. Ang program ko ay tinatawag na Foreign Language Teaching Assistantship at base rito ay kailangan kong magturo ng ating pambansang wikang Filipino sa mga mag-aaral sa Estados Unidos at mag-aral ng American Studies courses. Napakasaya ko nung nabalitaan kong natanggap ako. Sobrang excited akong makapunta dito dahil gusto kong maipakita ito sa aking pamilya kahit sa pictures or videos. Subalit noong nakaraang taon ay nagkaroon ng pandemya. Bukod sa suliraning pangkalusugan ay nabahala ang aking mga magulang sa aking sasapitin dito sa Amerika. Hindi nila alam kung okay ang titirhan ko, kung magiging ligtas ba ako sa ibang bansa nang walang kasama. Paano kung magkasakit ako? Sino mag-aalaga sa akin? I pray hard too na sana hindi magkasakit ang aking pamilya habang malayo ako. Noong simula ay naging challenge din sa amin kung paano maituturo ang lengguwahe at kultura sa harap lamang ng computer. Mabait ang Diyos. Pagdating ko dito ay tinulungan ako ni na Ate Irene Gonzaga, ang U of Mitch Filipino lecturer, at ng kanyang asawa na si Sir Bong na makahanap ng matitirhan dahil yung nahanap ko ay nagsara na. Nagkaroon ako ng matitirhan at nagkataon na ang kapitbahay ko ay isang Filipino nurse na napakabait. Nagkataon din na kilala niya ang mga kaibigan ng mga magulang ko na nandito sa Michigan. Tinulungan nila ako lahat sa pamamalengke, sa biyahe, at sa pagkain. Ipinakilala nila ako sa iba pang Filipino na matagal nang nandito. Napag-alaman ko ring mga Bicolano at Bicolana rin pala sila. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, ang dami talagang Pinoy, ano po? Kahit saan ka magpunta. It eventually felt like home. Naging madali rin sa akin ang pagturo ng Filipino kahit nasa Zoom lamang kami. If it were not for the pandemic, we could have cooked food with the students and families. We could have played traditional Filipino games in the campus. We could have enjoyed singing harana or original Filipino music. Sa kabila ng mga ito, masaya ako dahil napakababait ng aming mga naging estudyante. Na-realize ko na maaari pa rin maituro ang ating lengguwahe at kultura gamit ang mga media at apps kung ima-maximize lamang ang paggamit ng authentic materials na mayroon tayo sa paligid. Nagkaroon kami ng mga online activities katulad ng language table kung saan nag-iimbita kami ng mga speaker na Filipino upang tumalakay sa mga paksang sosyal at kultural tulad ng pamilyang Filipino, undas, Pasko, at kamakailan ay harana. Minsan pa ay nagko-costume kami, nagkakantahan at naglalaro. Mayroon din kaming conversations with native Filipino speakers kung saan may nakakausap ang aming mga estudyante na mga kaibigan natin na nasa Pilipinas. Ang pag-uusap nila ay tungkol sa kanilang tipikal na araw. Pagbiyahe papuntang paaralan at trabaho, pamamalengke at pagtawad sa paninda, at iba pa. This activity is very authentic because they learn more about the typical life in the Philippines from their Filipino friends. Bilang kanilang final project ay gumagawa ang mga estudyante ng kanilang vlogs. Gamit nila sa pagsasalaysay ay wikang Filipino. Ramdam ko na interesadong-interesado ang aming mga estudyante, hindi lamang na matuto ng wikang Filipino, kundi ang matuto rin ng ating kultura. It became clear to me that this is their way of paying homage to the Philippines. It's their way of learning more about their parents' roots and their own identity. Learning our language is bridging the gap between generations, beliefs, and cultural differences. It is their way of coming home to the Philippines. Malinaw na ang kultura ay dinamiko. Kahit na structural ang wika, ay maaari pa rin itong maging creative. Ang kultura at lingwahe ay maaaring traditional at modern, kahit na anong gadget o apps pa ang gamitin. It transcends time. In fact, it is timeless. Therefore, it is important that we keep Filipino language alive. Katumbas ng lingwahe natin ay ang ating kultura at damdaming Filipino. Did our students learn from us even online? Opo. Did I gain friends and family here despite social distancing? Opo. I came to a country with a totally different culture, but because of the Filipino language, I was understood and accepted. I felt the Filipino bayanihan. Now more than ever, especially during the pandemic, we need to be of the same heart. It is true, the heart of a Filipino carries with it a whole community, wherever their dreams, decisions, and chances bring them. Bilang pagdiriwang ng ating Philippine Cultural Night, gusto kong ulitin na ang lahat ng aking mga natutunan at naranasan sa Amerika ay naging malaking bahagi ng aking pagkatao. Nagkaroon ako ng pamilya dito. Nagpapakita ito na tayong mga Filipino ay may iisang puso. Kaya sa pagbabalik ko sa Pilipinas, sa aking small town, ay masasabi kong kahit nasaan man ang mga Filipino ay daladala nila ang kanilang mga pusong mapagkawang gawa, matulungin, mabait at makabayan. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay tayong lahat. So I hopped on a train 3 in the afternoon. I don't know when I'm coming back, but I hope that it's soon. See, I never thought that I'd ever leave your side. Your side.
It's only physically, but know that you will be on my mind 24 hours at a time.
'Cause in my eyes, you were mine.
You were mine, yeah. No matter where you go, I won't be very far. 'Cause in my head I'll be right there where you are. 'Cause love is no distance, baby, love. Love is no distance, baby, no. Not when it comes to you and me. And so she wrote me a letter, said the weather wasn't better, but she said that she was doing fine.
She said that she was doing fine.
I wanna see you face to face, that's what she wrote to me that day, and I knew that it was all a sign.
So I wrote back with this song, promised it won't be too long. Wanna
make up for all our lost time. 'Cause in my eyes, you were mine.
You were mine.
No matter where you go, I won't be very far. 'Cause in my head I'll be right there where you are. 'cause love is no distance, baby. Love is no distance, baby. No, not when it comes to you and me.
So I'm going through these boxes, my life's kinda off track, 'cause it's been 3 years and she hasn't written back.
But in my eyes, she's still mine. And I know it sounds so stupid to be waiting this long, but I'm still in love and I know I'm not wrong.
'Cause in my
eyes, she was mine. She was mine. Ooh, no matter where you go, I won't be very far, 'cause in my head I'll be right there where you are. 'Cause love is no distance, baby. Love is no distance, baby. No, not when it comes to you. And no matter where you go, I won't be very far, 'cause in my head I'll be right there where you are. 'Cause love is no distance, baby. Love is no distance, baby. No, not when it comes to you and me. Not when it comes to you and me.
All right, guys, thanks for joining PCN 2021. We're going to have a little raffle going on right here. So everyone, drop your favorite Filipino food in the chat and your Instagram handle or email, and you can win these awesome prizes. First one is a FASA NASA shirt, and the next prize that plays into the next part of PCN actually is a Jollibee bucket hat. So enter it in the chat, and we'll announce the winners later in the show.
Ibasha. She was my whole life. She was my fairy tale. I saw my happy ever after with her, and I couldn't wait to take our relationship to the next step. Sarah, I got into U of M. What's wrong, babe? Aren't you excited?
I got rejected.
Everything's different now. I thought we could make long distance work, but we couldn't. It's been 2 years since we broke up, but I still haven't found a way to get over her. She's already found someone new, but maybe love isn't for me.
Okay, class. For the first day, I'm gonna have you in a breakout room for a couple minutes with your term partner. Introduce yourself and where you're from, and try to come up with some ideas of what you want to do for the term project.
Hi, my name's Bea. I use she, her, hers pronouns. I'm a sophomore for Virginia, and I'm currently living in Ann Arbor.
Oh, hey, I'm Joel. I use he, him pronouns. I'm also a sophomore from Chicago, and I also live on campus this semester.
Oh my gosh, wait, is that Jollibee in the back?
Oh yeah, it is. My friend AJ, he loved Jollibee. He's nuts for it.
Oh my god, no way, I love Jollibee. My family and I go every year for my birthday. By any chance, are you Filipino?
I am actually. Are you?
Yeah, I am. Oh my god, you're not gonna believe this. I heard that there's gonna be a Jollibee opening up in Detroit next semester, and I'm just super excited.
Oh, really? That's so cool. Oh, crap. Breakout room about to end.
Shoot, we didn't even get to talk about the project. Do you want to exchange numbers before, we get kicked out of the breakout room?
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Here's my number.
Okay, cool. Well, it was really nice meeting you, Joel, and I'm looking forward to working with you and Jollibee this semester.
Maybe love isn't for me. At least that's what I thought. But maybe I can have a different fairy tale.
Oh my gosh, I'm literally so glad that break is starting this week.
I know, I think I'm gonna need a whole month.
Yeah, literally same. The semester was rough, but having you as my partner made it like a million times better.
Oh, thanks. I feel the same way. Thanks for being such a great partner, Bea. Maybe we could hang out sometime next semester?
Yeah, I'd really like that.
Awesome, I can't wait. Have a good break, Bea.
Yeah, you too.
Joel,
What's up?
how have you been?
Sarah, why did you want to meet up today?
Joel, I miss you.
What?
I broke up with my boyfriend. I still love you.
That was beautiful. Your friends are very talented.
Yeah, thank you. My mom always told us that we define our culture, and it's not just something you can get from living in the Philippines. But I do wish I knew more, though. There's not much education here about the Philippines, after all.
Oh, well, do you know any Filipino languages?
You mean Tagalog?
Well, no, not necessarily. There's more than one Filipino language.
Huh. I guess I really never thought about any other Filipino languages aside from Tagalog. But I don't speak any. My great-grandma does, since she and my great-grandpa moved here from the Philippines, but they never passed it down.
Wait, so you can't speak any? Do you understand anything, though?
I mean, I know the basics.
Whoa, so is this like common for all Filipino Americans? I noticed that the others don't really speak either.
I don't know.
I'll teach you some Ilocano. And my friend in the Philippines, she's Visaya, so she can teach you some Visaya too.
But my family speaks Tagalog. Wouldn't it make more sense for me to learn Tagalog then? I mean, I don't mean to shoot you down or anything. I just...
Oh, no. It's okay. I get what you mean. But I think that while it's good to understand that we have a lot of things in common, we also have diversity too, you know? Even in the Philippines. Not everyone speaks Tagalog or is from Manila. My mom is from Isabela, and our family is ancestrally from Ilocos. We've always spoken Ilocano in the house, even if we have to speak Tagalog outside of the house. And my friend and her family are from Davao, so they speak Bisaya in the house. When our parents first both moved into the neighborhood in Cavite, our families started to get to know each other because we didn't speak Tagalog and we were able to bond over that. Now we can basically understand each other even though our languages aren't mutually intelligible.
Huh. I guess I never really thought about the diversity of Philippine languages and cultures all that much, but Here in the US, most of my Filipinx friends have always used Tagalog as a language to bond over, so we don't really know any of the other languages.
I mean, no, it isn't a bad thing to be Tagalog, you know. I'm just saying that it's also important to recognize that the Philippines is diverse, and it's not really fair to put all of its peoples and cultures under one umbrella. I think that's definitely something that both the Philippines and Filipino Americans need to work on.
Yeah, well, let's work on it together then. My grandparents never learned Tagalog because their parents wanted them to get assimilated into American culture quickly, so we've always felt that absence of connection through language.
It's set then. I'll teach you Ilocano, and you teach me more about Filipino American things. I can introduce you to my friend later, and she can teach you some Bisaya.
Sweet, it's a deal.
All right, give me a phrase.
How do you say, how are you?
In Tagalog, kumusta ka na? In Ilocano, kumusta kan?
Kumusta kan?
Thank you is agyamanak.
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 Hi, I'm Emily Madlin Bayan, and I am a freshman in LSA, and I am a second generation Filipino American.
It is APIA Heritage Month. How do you celebrate or remember your culture or Filipino heritage?
Yeah, so for me, it's super important to embrace my family's history and to recognize everything that my grandparents have done and that my parents have done, and of course, all the generations before them, and to celebrate how they have brought Filipino culture into my life, and to also acknowledge my experiences as a Filipino American. And I also like to make an effort to support AAMPI owned businesses in my area. Of course, these are things that I do all year long, but I guess for this month, I categorize them as celebrating AAMPI History Month.
Hello, my name's Alo Degia. I use she, her, they, them pronouns. I'm a sophomore studying public health, and I am also a first generation American. I was the first one in my family to be born in the US. The way I celebrate or remember my Filipino heritage, I think that it's varied throughout the years and as well as just what I have access to. But a big one for me right now is food, especially just because it's so accessible and it's something that like cooking is part of my daily and weekly routine. So cooking dishes that remind me of home, like pancit, things that my mom used to make, comfort food. I think that's been the biggest thing for me recently.
Third-generation Filipino American studying English and biology.
How do you celebrate and remember your cultural or Filipino heritage?
So being third generation, there is a little bit more of a bridge between me and like my cultural heritage, especially on the Filipino side. So my grandparents came here in the 70s, and they've really done a great job of kind of fostering that sense of like family and community among my relatives that are in the States. And so once a month in prior years, all of us cousins on my mom's side, on my like Filipino side, would get together and try and cook out like old dishes and recipes that my lolo and lola knew. And so obviously with Corona, we're not able to do that anymore, but we still try and get together once a month over Zoom and recreate those old recipes and kind of just reflect on like the journey that my grandparents have had coming to the States and like our family that we do know that are in the Philippines still.
Hi, my name is AJ Espinoza. I'm currently a senior in FASA, and I'm a second-gen Filipino-American. So I'm really excited for PCN and this celebration of Filipino culture, particularly because I got the opportunity to perform in one of the dances known as Maglalatik, which is what we refer to as Coconut Boys. And I had a really great time performing this dance. One, because I've been performing in cultural dance ever since I was a freshman in FASA. And so to be able to end my senior year on this feels right at home, feels really good. But also, I distinctly wanted to do this dance at some point before I finished my college career because I got to watch it done at a PCN. I believe I was a freshman or a sophomore by another PSA at our PCN, and I thought, wow, that seems super cool. And well, now I finally got the chance to do it, and great way to end off my years in FASA.
Maayong gabi sa inyong tanan at magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. My name is James Benny Wilson, and I would like to say I am honored and thank you to the Filipino American Student Association of University of Michigan for inviting me to be your keynote speaker for your annual Philippine Culture Night. First of all, I would like for us all to acknowledge and reflect that the University of Michigan is built upon the indigenous lands belonging to the Ojibwe, Odawa, and the Potawatomi peoples. With that being said, as Filipinos, we must understand and acknowledge our history of the shared colonial past, trauma, and ongoing violence and oppression of indigenous peoples worldwide, including in the Philippines, and be cognizant of our presence and our shared collective narratives. Tonight's theme is Isang Bayan, Isang Puso, one country, one heart, or in other words, of the same heart. The generations of the 7 waves of the Filipinx American diaspora began on October 18th, 1587 in Morro Bay, California, which is now marked as Filipino American History Month. Everyone's her story, his story, their story, and narrative begins somewhere. In some of these, migration stories are chosen, while others face displacement, which are inevitably determined by fate or a result from social systems in place. However, what ties us all together with these intergenerational narratives are our collective narratives, culture, and the search for belonging and the questions of assimilation. Angel Velasco Shaw, film director of Nailed, Umbilical Cord, and Balik Bayan, states that the search for identity is a never-ending process. These realities are encountered with the feelings of otherness, isolation, and cultural dysphoria. Many of us in our community come from multicultural backgrounds, multiracial homes, and historical memories locked in our cells and running in our blood. We question our place with the loss of our 184 tongues and 7,000 bodies measured by not the miles between us and the Philippines, but our struggle of being told, you're not Filipino enough. There are many pieces of us that make us a part of a whole, and you are enough. Despite these struggles, the two-sided transformative learning can define and create a paradigm shift for intergenerational dissonance within the community. Some of us present are first generation and were catalysts in helping foster the community collaboration which helped create our many organizations such as Paaralang Filipino Language and Culture School and the building of our Philippine American Community Center of Michigan. I did not grow up with the privilege to attend these organizations until my senior year in high school. However, I see and I share these same struggles with identity and inclusion, and will share my story of the importance of unity and community. The first chapter of my life, however, was captured and printed by a typewriter in Tabogon, Cebu, Philippines, with the claims that I was an orphan and abandoned at the time of my birth. It was indicated by the Department of Social Welfare and Development that the child was found in a plastic bag and hanging on a banana tree palm. Efforts of the search of the birth parents were relentless. However, no one came to claim the baby. My identity was created and I was given the first name James Benny, whereas Benny from the word binitay hinted at the history of how I was found. My first two homes were the Reception and Study Center for Children in Cebu City, and I later was transferred to the foster home where I became the first foster child to Mr. and Mrs. Perfecto and Bernarda Torres in A. Lopez Labangon, Cebu City. My Filipinx American story began when I first set foot on Good Friday of 1993 in Southeast Michigan with my adoptive parents, Jim and Annette Wilson. The demographics were mostly rural, white, and working class with only a few people of color in our vicinity, and we had zero connection to the Filipino American community. My transracial experiences of forced acculturation into a white upbringing did not grant me exemption from racialized verbal attacks. This included colorism due to the pigment of my skin, nativism, and homophobia. One of the most vivid memories my adoptive father recalls when I was bullied by a neighbor's son. He chased me around yelling, "Our neighborhood does not want any brown people like you." Although love may transcend race, my adoptive parents were not given the necessary tools to provide me a strong ethnic identity, and I did not have the language to exchange dialogue about these experiences with them. In 1996, we moved to Novi in efforts to provide me a better community which had a growing Asian American population. There were still moments of bullying and isolation and a yearning to learn more about my heritage since I was only one of few Filipinos in our community. During the end of my junior year of high school, my parents interacted with a Filipino tenant at their workplace, the Novi Senior Center. It was through Georgiana Rose Tutay that I learned about our Philippine American Community Center of Michigan and Paaralang Pilipino program. I enrolled both Tagalog language courses and Filipino Youth Initiative during my senior year of high school. This exposure encompassed both familiarity and culture shock, but also accompanied determination to find community to learn about my roots. Filipino Youth Initiative was one of my favorite classes offered at the center. It was an intergenerational course with a curriculum built to honor intersectionality and teach Filipino American and Philippine history offered to those 13 years old and older. The mentors were young adults Isa Villarosa and Ken Oye from FASA that took a service learning course from University of Michigan and was co-facilitated by members of the Filipino American National Historical Society, Michigan chapter. This class empowered mentees how to think critically about history and our contextual roles in it while building and supporting one another in the community. In 2009, I was given the humbling opportunity to be a facilitator for FYI with the co-leadership of former FASA and U of M alumni Melissa Sia. I felt humbled to be granted this position, but the pieces of my puzzle and origin felt incomplete. It felt inadequate to help empower students about their history and identities when much of my own identity was grafted from its roots. My existence in the Filipino American community was a stepping stone, which prepared me for documenting my film, Binitay, Journey of a Filipino Adoptee. This documentary highlighted my upbringing, building strong ties to the Filipino American community, in my eventual search and reconciliation of both my previous foster family and my biological family in 2013 with the help of L'Oreal Crowder, co-founder of Filipino Adoptees Network. There was not always support from individuals in my endeavors to go back to where I came from, but there was always community support. Despite my differences in acculturation and upbringing as a Filipino raised in a white household, I have absolute gratitude not from my adoption, but from the acceptance of my differences even with the loss of my mother tongue and birth culture. We as a community are fortunate to have key people to help us support one another during the process of coming full circle. I've come to learn that our diversity of our multi-generational narratives and experiences create many opportunities for us to learn from one another and for us to strive to be closer as one in our communities. I would like to say thank you again and enjoy tonight's program, Isang Bayan, Isang Puso. Daghang salamat po. Maraming salamat po. Magmahal, makibaka, magkakaisa.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions had an echo in so much space. And when you were out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. Bless your soul. You really think you're in control? Well, I think you're crazy, and I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy, just like me. Had the heart to live their lives out on a limb, and all I remember is thinking I wanna be like them. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun, and it's no coincidence I've come. And I could die when
Hey!
Hi!
Okay, so I really wanted to introduce my friend from the Philippines to you. Remember, the Bisaya one?
Yeah, I'd love to meet her.
Well, you're in luck because I invited her today. She should be here any second.
Hello! My name's Erica. It's so nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too. I'm Gigi.
Oh, yes. Kuya Enchang talks about you a lot.
Wait, Dai. Tell her what you told me yesterday.
Which part?
You know, about the word lit.
Oh, okay. So lit means really cool in slang.
Lit as in light up a candle lit.
Yeah.
But I thought cool meant cool.
Well, yeah, but lit means really cool.
But if fire is hot and cool is cold, wouldn't that mean really bad? Because they're opposites?
Yeah, you would think so, but no.
Okay, Dai. I actually wanted to show you something. Remember those videos that you showed me about the Filipino Americans?
Yeah.
Do you have any more? I want to show Erica and my mom. How else do Filipino Americans preserve Filipino culture?
Ooh, yes. I actually have a bunch of videos here I can just share with you guys.
We are RFFLE.
结束成为新的开始，挫折让我们变得强壮。我们的那瞬间，青春时间，过去再不回来。一次见面，会见何时？要飞向不同决定。我们要向前走，各自分享，成为最闪烁的光。 新的开始，我们的那瞬间，青春瞬间。Every night and every day, I try to make you stay, but you're savage love. There's somebody break your heart. Looking like an angel, but you're savage love. When you kiss me, I know you don't get to, but I still want that. You're savage love. You're savage love, love, love. You're savage love, love, love. You could use me, 'cause I still want that. You're savage love.
Gucci pants塞满我的 bankroll, RMB dollars 也有 pesos, 我从2楼阳台跳进水泥铺，胡说八道随便录个 demo.
Gucci pants 塞满我的 bankroll, RMB dollar 也有 peso, 我从2楼阳台跳进水泥铺，胡说八道随便录个 demo. Back to LA, you
Once that in your hand, boy, let it go. I be pumping gas like Texaco. You can catch a shot like it's medical. Girl, you got me frozen, little hoe on my lip.
She's a deal like a me, type of 3, I'm a viper. 我懂得我告诉我有多 fire. After breakfast, make another one. My girl so hungry, she need 很大度。
我一定就是够好想打把 2K， 还有 brother 就是最近你的部队，建议你不要触碰我敏感的部位。他就想着拒绝我只是个误会。Let it go.
Hala, kanindot ay.
She really likes it.
I think that here in the Philippines, we've always been a bit confused if Filipinos in America even remember if they're Filipino. I know that sounds bad, but when you're so far away from home, how can you remember your culture?
Well, like you saw, we do a lot of things. A lot of our upbringings might be different, but we all find each other and we see similarities and learn more about Filipino culture. And we try to find our identities through that. It's difficult, but we try. And everyone in our community feels like family. The gatherings where you feel like you know everyone, and we share the love of one another through food and music. Everyone's happy, and we all stick up for each other.
Oh, it's similar here in the Philippines. All our barcadas are very close, and everyone in the neighborhood knows each other. So I guess it's not that different after all.
Yeah, but I think we still have a lot to learn from each other. Lorenzo was telling me about how diverse the Filipino culture is in the Philippines. And I think with so many Tagalog families in the US, it's hard to remember that. So I think I still have a lot to learn from you both. I still love you.
I don't know what to say. She was my fairy tale. But that story already ended. There was no happy ending for us. And now, I'm writing my own. I don't know what to say. Sarah, thank you for all those times, but I don't think this is gonna work out.
I understand, Joel. But can I know why?
I think I found someone else.
Hey,
Hey, I was Chicago.
it was fine. How was Virginia?
Actually, Virginia was a lot of fun. I got to see all of my family. I got to eat a lot of good Filipino food. And yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm glad. Must be nice being back in Ann Arbor, though.
Yeah, I guess.
What's wrong?
I don't know. Like, I'm really glad to be back in Ann Arbor. But it's just so cold. And, like, we've got school now. And I can't even see my family and celebrate my birthday with them. Because, you know, spring break got canceled.
Oh, God, that stinks.
Yeah, this semester's gonna be tough.
When's your birthday?
Next month.
Interesting.
Oh, what's up?
So, hear me out, dude. So, Bea's really sad about her birthday this year, and I want to do something to make her happy. I need your advice about a great idea of what it could be.
Yeah, sure, dude. Hit me.
Hey, why don't we do something for your birthday?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Cool. So, what do you think about meeting at the Diag at 7 tomorrow?
Yeah, that works. So like, what are we gonna do?
So what are you gonna do?
So, hear me out. I'm thinking I'm gonna surprise Bea with Jollibee for her birthday. She think I'm gonna meet her at the Diag for some surprise. The Detroit Jollibee just opened up, and I think I can make it after class tomorrow. I know all her favorites, right? So hear me out. So peach mango pie, chicken joy with a side of Jollibee spaghetti, and pineapple juice. I checked the drive time and everything. It should all work out as long as I leave by 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Sounds good, man. Oh, can I come? I could bring my Jollibee stuff.
No, dude, stop, no. Guys, I really gotta go now. We can talk about this in our next meeting.
I see somebody runs on Filipino time.
Bea, I'm so sorry I'm late.
I've been waiting here for 40 minutes. Where have you been?
Bea, I'm so sorry. Will you ever forgive me? Before I met her, akala ko, nawala ang happy ever after ng buhay ko. But even virtually, Bea showed me that happy ever after doesn't always come when you think it does. I have a question to ask you. Will you be my Jolly Bae?
It would be my chicken joy.
I didn't think it was possible, but I found my other fairy tale after all, and it was worth the wait.
Oh my god, another raffle! This time we're doing a trivia question. What is the full name of the Filipino-American actor who portrayed Blaine in Glee and is also a graduate of the University of Michigan? What will you be winning? Well, you'll be winning Doug here, a Michigan Filipinos shirt, corned beef, Spam, all contained in a Balikbayan buying box. Please enter your Instagram handle and the answer to the trivia question to enter.
Okay, so is everyone ready to watch the Maglalatik dance?
Yeah.
All right.
Look at you walking in here looking all pretty and angry and mean and good. I know you didn't get your hair done so you could just sit down and just sit still.
Hey, we trying to have a good time tonight. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. It's my birthday. No, it's not. But I still look good, though. Ow. I bet you want an autograph. You and your friends. Gotta do it in the penthouse. That's why I keep my pen. What you can't dance, ain't got rhythm. What you got a man? I don't see you with him. Put your phone down. Let's get it. Forget your Instagram and your Twitter.
having so much fun. These are the Filipino-American kids?
Yes, the kids here are really talented, and really close.
Oh, so just like in the Philippines then, all the kids here form their little barkadas?
Tan-awa jud pa, nindot jud sila kaayo.
Lagi, oy!
Oh, my daughter was telling me you guys aren't actually Tagalog, right?
When my family here, we are Ilocano, and our friends are actually Bisaya. We got to know each other when we moved to Cavite.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, Lorenzo's actually teaching me some Ilocano, Mom. And Erica's teaching me some Bisaya.
How ba?
One.
Yeah, I've never considered the extent of the diversity in the Philippines. It's so surreal hearing you guys speak Bisaya and Ilocano when we're so used to hearing only Tagalog.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, and actually, being able to share our experiences with each other has really helped Gigi and I bond and understand each other, even though we're so different.
The differences can cause conflict sometimes, but in the end, we're all Filipino, right?
Definitely.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, we're all connected to the Philippines after all. That's where our hearts lie, where we have diverse languages, peoples, and cultures, but still love and value the same things.
Filipinas! So it's like one country, one heart, right?
One country, one heart.
May sangga pagilian, may sangga puso.
Isa ka nasod, isa ka kasing-kasing.
Oh, wait, I think I know this one. Isang Bayan, Isang Puso?
Yes!
One! Isang Bayan, Isang Puso.
Isang bayan, isang puso.
Isang bayan, isang puso.
Good evening, FASA, and to all of our guests in attendance. Magandang gabi sa iyong lahat.
Maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. My name is Estelle Jude Baste, and I am one of your cultural chairs from this past year's board of 2020 to 2021. And with me here is my wonderful Kate Sullivan.
Before we wrap up this year's PCN with one last performance feature, We wanted to take this opportunity to look back on everyone's hard work this past semester into creating such a wonderful PCN.
Tonight, we hope that everyone has been able to partake in the celebration of our Filipino heritage as we wrap up this school year and reflect on the connections and contributions of our community. First, a round of applause and thank yous for our beautiful FASA community who has helped and supported us this whole school year and for sticking with us this whole semester. To our PCN speakers who were willing to come in and share your stories with us, bearing your heart and soul and clearly demonstrating your passion for Filipino culture and your appreciation for your community. Thank you so much for your attendance and participation. You have left us with invaluable words and stories.
And to our performers, both internal and external, as well as our actors. It has been an absolute pleasure to see your enthusiasm to participate in this year's PCN. To see all of you who work so hard and demonstrate the talent that our Filipino community holds. Your performances should not be brushed off as just entertainment value, but should be recognized and appreciated for both the talent and the potential that our community holds.
To the committees who came together and worked so hard every week to make this whole event possible, your work and your presence has been invaluable to us as your cultural chairs who came in with a vision and came out with the beautiful fruit of all your hard work and hard effort. We could never have done this without you. A special thank you to our production team. The core of our effort, PCN, would never have existed in this format without you, and we hope that you have also enjoyed the fruits of your labor.
And to our wonderful board, thank you so much for staying by our sides as we grew into this position. We eagerly entered as cultural chairs, and by your help, support, inspiration, and guidance, we have matured into be leaders of this beautiful community. Thank you all so much for your hard work, and we hope that you truly enjoy tonight.
Now, as you may recall, our PCN's theme was Isang Bayan, Isang Puso. One country, one heart. Yes, this may sound cheesy, and I am sure during this film that we all cringed at the cheesiness at some point. But the message is the same, and the importance of it is no less valuable to us, and hopefully to you, our beautiful community. Over this past year, we have suffered much separation and isolation from each other due to the pandemic. And as Filipinos, you may recognize that this goes against our very nature as community-oriented people. But the separation goes even further beyond than just this past year. Our Filipino communities are divided even amongst ourselves and each other for the differences in our ethnic demographic, the gaps in our generation, the concentrations of our Pinoy blood. Growing up in America and being distanced from the culture and land of our ancestors has further diversified our experiences as Filipinos. And sometimes that diversity is what separates us from each other.
Yes, Filipinos are diverse, and it's really important that we understand this. Our people are not homogeneous by any means, and we have groups of ethnicities that are under or misrepresented. Tribesmen, the natives of our lands who fought against complete colonization and assimilation, are often forgotten and looked down upon. Languages are often misinterpreted as dialects because of their regional localizations and because they're interpreted as inferior to the national language. Generations of every experience, both within the United States and in our homeland. Children of immigrants who spend their entire lives rediscovering and reconnecting with the heritage all the way across the globe. Children who never have that opportunity to know their people. Children who desire to learn more about themselves and what it means for them to be Filipino.
Being Filipino is more than the construct of our DNA, more than the country of our birth or maturation, more than the religion that we practice, more than the orientation that we hold. As we close this PCN, we urge you to look to each other as friends, as family, as a community. We urge you to see the diversity, the colors of our people, their experiences, languages, backgrounds. We urge you to accept that diversity and to use it as a point of coming together. In this time of isolation from our loved ones, the reaffirmation of unity within our community is all the more needed.
Our country is made up of thousands of islands and thousands of people who hold culture, beauty, and life both in their hands and in their hearts. Our heritage is one that spans over thousands of years of cultivation, centuries of resilience and strength.
We have survived wars, revolutions, genocides, poverty, crises of every kind. Our people are strong. We can remain strong only if we see each other as we are and not who we should be or what we should have. We are Filipino. We are the children of warriors, of survivors, Remember this resilience and keep it in your hearts that only unity will lend more strength and never division.
Now, without further ado, we will wrap up this year's PCN. This is Kate Sullivan
and Estelle Jude Baste, signing off with our final contribution to FASA as your cultural chairs.
Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat.
Daghang salamat sa inyong tanan.
Come on, sisters, let me feel ya. We gon' lock off for so we a powerhouse. Turn on so on while we glowing. Ain't nobody gotta turn this fire down. Show 'em how your body go, oh, 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 go, oh, 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 oh. Show 'em how your body go, oh, 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 go, oh, 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 oh. Oh, señorita, señorita, let me feel ya, let me feel ya. Give me bam, 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 give me bam, bam, bam. Señorita, señorita, wanna see ya, wanna see ya. Give me bam, 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 give me bam, bam, bam. Smile sa bao ay padak. Carry rap, flirt kamay, aliba, hang out ta. Kitang duhalang sayaw ta. Tutugi ay sayang, oy gwapo unta, maya lang. Sangga lang ta sutigay. Pariha ka, ilabela ka. Unsa ni in. Mga kanta sa dance floor ka. Deme magsalak ka musta. Give me time and I'll give you mine. Baby, cuff me up through at the end of time. Bailando solo D.E.O. You own it, you the CEO. Oh, señorita, señorita, let me feel ya, let me feel ya. Give me bam, 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 give me bam, bam, bam. Señorita, señorita, wanna see ya, wanna see ya. Give me bam, 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 give me bam, bam, bam.
PCN scene 6, take 1.
Me too.
We could.
Oh my gosh, wait. Here's this photo that I'm working on. By the way, it's not done yet, but I want to fill in this. And then I want to like color this in and then like... Do you want it?
Hi, my name is Lorenzo, and I just moved here from the Philippines. You can call me Zoe. You can call me Lord.
I'm hungry. Do you want some dessert? Cake.
Okay, so the first thing you need to understand is that you want every part of your body to touch this wall, alright?
Oh, okay.
You're very familiar with this segment of the wall. The further you are away, the more dramatic the roll. You want the wall to touch every part of the front of your body. Yes.
Alright, Sam, how do you feel about dance practice and prep so far?
I feel like we're pretty prepared dance-wise. A lot of us come from families with mothers that are professional dancers in Las Vegas.
Let's go! Oh my God!
Isang Bayan, Isang Puso.
Ah, you too. I'm Sella.
Get in. Good check.
Any drama with the team members? Any people you want to talk about?
AJ is being a little provocative.
It's on fire!